Welcome to the Uncle Jim Effect podcast. My name is Dennis DeLoach, and today I'm going to be your host. Welcome to episode number 39. Today we're going to talk about core values. We call that the decision-making filter. A lot of misunderstanding and differences in what core values are. We're going to talk about that, but welcome. Thank you so much for your support. Please subscribe below and share this with your family and friends. We're well over 30,000 subscribers now. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and we're continuing to grow and doing our best to create value for you twice a week on these podcasts and just really having a good time doing it. So, again, let's go. We're going to talk to you about core values, what they are, why do we have them, what good are they, and how do you use them to make yourself a better person and to in our context, how do you discover your God-given potential? So I want to start with a quote by Mahatma Gandhi and kind of a thought leader. And this is really an interesting quote, and you got to take it sentence by sentence. He says, your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values become your destiny. So your values become your destiny. That's what we're going to talk about today. Core values. That means what are our values inside of our core? No matter what we do, no matter what we say to the world, no matter what we do on the outside, what is it that to our core are the values we have? And they're different for each one of us. I think generally speaking, all people have core values of safety. They want to have joy. They want to be able to do their own thing and provide for themselves based on what it is they want to do and not be interfered with. But we're going to talk about that. So the definition of core values, and we know the core values drive behavior. They form beliefs. But I'm going to read this. Core values are the root beliefs, meaning inside, deep down. What are the beliefs a person or an organization, if you're talking about a company, the beliefs that you operate from, they're the principal perspectives that we have that guide us to do and act the way we do. So why do we need them? Well, because if you don't, it doesn't matter what you think. You'll be dealing with peer pressure. You'll do whatever your friend wants to do today and something different tomorrow. If you have core values and those inner held beliefs that you hold fast to, it's not just something to tattoo on your arm or to write on a wall. These are things you literally have to use every day and in every decision you make. This took me a while to understand this in business because I had some really nice, cool core values on the wall, but some of the decisions we were making, we weren't running through that process. And I had one of my mentors that said, why do you have them up there? But he said, he specifically was talking about one decision. It wasn't a big deal, but he said, that decision that you made, explained that to me. And as I did, he said, okay, well, that makes sense now, but that core value you've got up there, that's contradictory to that. And I said, well, yeah, I thought, and they said, no. Every decision you make, if it doesn't align with your core values, make another decision. Every action you schedule or calendar, or someone that takes your time, if it doesn't align with your core values, don't do it. If someone's asking you to do something and saying yes contradicts with your core values, say no. So core values are the decision-making filter that we run all of our decisions through, activities, actions, growth, marketing, all of those things. So Roy Disney, I believe he was the brother of famous Walt Disney, said it's not hard to make decisions when you know what your values are. So again, once you know what your values are, it's easy to make a decision. You're like, hey, they want me to do X and my core values. Yep, that'll align. I'm good. Or no, they don't. That's done. I just That doesn't align with my core value. So let's talk about, excuse me, let's talk about when you have core values, we're talking about walking the walk, not just talking the talk. And I'm going to talk about an example, a bad example. Sometimes you can talk about what not to do, and that helps you as much as sometimes what to do. And we're going to go back to the 2000 and a company called Enron. And I'm sure that brings up a lot of memories for some people. But Enron at the time, these were the core values of this company. These four core values: communication, integrity, respect, excellence. Those were the core values: communication, integrity, respect, excellence. Sometimes I think, well, those are the core values for everybody and anybody. But anyway, we're not going to argue with what core values are. But now let's go. That was their talk. That was the talk that they talked. Let's talk about the walk that they walked. Behind the scenes, Enron had about 25,000 employees, and they committed some of the biggest fraud in the history of the United States of America. They had a $63.4 billion asset base that they lost due to fraud. It was the largest bankruptcy in U.S. history, and some of the key leaders went to prison. Tens of thousands of people lost billions and billions of dollars of retirement, pension, things they were counting on for their whole life based on this company that their core values talked about: excellence, integrity, respect, and communication. And on each one of those four, we can go down and show that probably dozens, if not thousands, of decisions made by individuals and leaders in that company violated each and every one of those almost on a minute by minute basis throughout the company. And so, if you're going to set core values, when you talk the talk, you have to walk the walk. Had they walked the walk, people would not have lost out on $63.4 billion in assets, or 25,000 people would have not lost their jobs, or dozens of thousands of people would have lost their hard, well-earned pensions and retirement plans. So John C. Maxwell, who's one of the great leadership talkers and thinkers of all time, said your core values are deeply held beliefs that authenticate your soul. Deeply held beliefs that authenticate your soul. What does that mean? So these beliefs you have, when you get in alignment with your core values, it's like putting the puzzle together, and all of a sudden your soul is authenticated. You're like, yes, that is me. I feel good about that. And if I stay in that line, that alignment, if I stay on that path, it's going to lead me where I feel good. It's going to lead me to my God-given potential. It's going to lead me to allow me to magnify that potential, to help others, and to do all those things I need to help create value for people, right? And so authenticating your soul by aligning the core values you believe in, not what something on the internet says, but truly what you believe in, that is a life-changing event. Now, it is not an easy process. Again, don't Google something, pick out the top 5 and say, that's mine. This takes a while. And, how many do you have? 1, 2, 6, 8, 20? I don't know. I mean, in our business, we had 6. In my personal core value statement, I have 5. So it doesn't matter. It's whatever that resonate with you. It's not the more the merrier. Which ones are key and critical to you? And I promise you, if you spend some time and think about it, meditate, pray, they will come to you. And it might not be in a day, a week, or a month. Don't be in a rush to get this printed and put on the wall, but you need to spend some time and really come up with what this will do, right? So core values, again, let's kind of wrap this up. They're fundamental beliefs and guiding principles, but you have to let them guide you. You can't say, I believe in A, B, and C and do X, Y, and Z. It does not work. And in fact, it leads to the Enron moment. Core values, to me, most importantly, every decision you make is run through the prism of, does this decision or what someone's asked me to do, or this thing is going to take my time, energy, effort, or money, does it align with my core values? And if the answer is yes, get after it. If the answer is no, politely say no, thank you. And that's it. Don't figure a way to get it in, because it will absolutely cause issues if you do not align your actions, your calendar, your schedule, your efforts, your money, and your energies with your core values. It needs to be a behavioral and a moral compass. Whatever your core values are, that should guide you, and everything you do should be in the bumper lanes of those things. We've already talked about calendars and activities. If you say your core values are family and your calendar and activities show that you're never with family, you got an issue. That's what I mean by calendaring and activities and scheduling. So when someone went and looked at your calendar, they should be able to look at your calendar of events, your schedule, and the things that take up your time, and they should retroactively be able to reverse engineer your core values. Wow, this person spends a lot of time in working out, so physical health is important. Wow, this person spends a lot of time in personal meditation and prayer and service. Wow, their spiritual development is important. Wow, this person spends an inordinate amount of time with their family and activities and creating memories. Those things, family is important. All of those things, that's how that should work. You should, as you create your 10X goals, these should align with your core values, right? So those, your 10X goals and what's important to you should be a function of your core values, not, they should work absolutely together, because everything we do in life should be run through the funnel and the filter of, does this align with my core values? And then we've talked about as well, to prioritize our energy and our output, we need to align everything we do with our core values. I hope this has helped a little bit. This process, although it only took 15 minutes today to talk about, this process took me years, but it takes a while. I mean, you fine tune. You can get this process down in a couple of hours, but then when you do it and you'll go back and look at it, you'll think, oh, what was I thinking there? I want to do this, and you'll tweak it. So this isn't something you put up and you check back in 30 years. This to me is a living, breathing document. My core values now at almost 65 years of age are much, much different than they were when I was 30 and just starting a family and just starting a career, being a new leader, a new entrepreneur, and a new professional. So different than they are now on the back end of that. So everything is dependent upon what your current core values are. Please take the time to do that. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I hope this has been of help to you. One of my core values is to serve others, to make a big difference, life-changing difference in someone's life every day. And I really feel that, and I appreciate all the things that have been said during this podcast with your comments, emails, and having reached out to me. And that's a big deal. So please share this with your family and friends. Keep getting after it. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. All those things are great. But if you're not listening to these things, incorporating them into you as a person, we're doing that so that you can discover your God-given potential. And then once you do, get after it, magnifying that. And when you magnify it, how you do that is you use those skills and God-given potential to serve yourself, your family, your friends, neighbors, those in your community. As we all do that, we're going to create a tremendous tsunami of hope, and that's going to change the world, and it really will. We're on our way now. We're just in the early stages of it, but it will absolutely happen. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Get after it, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.